going live here shortly, folks. Enjoy the music. We'll be going live here in about a minute, folks. In about a minute. All right, guys. Good to see everybody. Welcome, world. Rob Cootie here. We got a very interesting show today. As you know, we always address things other people will not address, and we're going to be talking about something very important today, which is don't fall for it. Guys, don't fall for this. When you go to join a new company, you do not want to spend your hard-earned money on this particular tactic that is used to get you to front load, if you will, to part with your hard-earned money, and it's not a good example. We're going to talk about it in great detail as we go along in this podcast. Please stay tuned as we get ready to intro this episode. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. Got a big episode today. Got a really important subject we all want to address because it is something that happens all too often in this industry, and you guys don't want to fall for that. Before we get started, as always, if you don't mind, please, we would love for you to comment during the show. If you got any questions at all, please go ahead, ask the questions. If you will, give us a thumbs up. If you like the content, you understand it, you can see how I can help you out. That's why we do what we do, is to help you guys out. Once again, give us a thumbs up. Share this with other people. We want to reach as many people as we possibly can across the world, our fellow network marketers, right? We want to make sure that we help them out as well. All right, with that being said, as I said, do not fall for this tactic. We're going to talk about that. All right. This podcast is all about protecting your money. When you join a new company, you guys work hard for your money. You do not want to lose your money on this tactic. And if you do fall for this, what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up setting the wrong example. You're going to end up not having, letting the duplication process take place naturally because you've made the wrong decision from the get-go. Guys, here's the thing. When you have a situation where you're going to join a new company, you're going to be given different packages to pick from. One of them, let's go and look at that now. But let's say that you have a different package for each entry level. And most of you have been around where you understand what we're saying here. The thing is that you do not want to get the most expensive package, right? Why? Because of the fact that you have an example that you have to set from the get-go. And what is that example? Guys, it's this. You cannot afford to go and get the cheapest entry point, $99, let's say. Okay, and let's put that up on the screen. If you're going to join a new company, let's say the company offers you 3 enrollment packages, one $99, number 2, $499, and the third option, $999. And you say to yourself, okay, which one do I need? Well, look, at one end, you don't need everything that comes with the $999 package. They are going to entice you to do that. Why? Because it has the most points assigned. It's typically going to have 500, 600 points assigned, maybe even more, maybe 1,000 points. Who would not be enticed by that? Because you can sit and you can say, wow, if I signed up 5 people this month, I'd get 5,000 points. And in your personal volume or your group volume, but the personal volume you created is 5,000. Well, think about it. If you were able to pull that off, guess what? You would have a bunch of people joining at the $1,000 level, creating 1,000 points each time they join. And that would happen all the way down to your downline. Well, guess what? That's awesome. All these images are dancing in your head. You see all these numbers and you see, wow, this is really going to be a big payday. Guess what? That can end up biting you in the butt in a big way. How many people want to spend $1,000 on a company that they're not sure is going to be around? It's a high risk thing, right? For them to put their hard-earned money into a company, a new one. And they're not sure what's going to happen down the road. And even though they trust you, and then you're setting the example by getting a package, and I've been there, I've done this. Guess what? The bottom line is they have a situation where they are not going to like the results they're going to get. Why? Because even though you might have the ability, the talents, the great way with words, you are going to have a situation where the downline may not be as great a speaker as you are. Maybe they don't have the vocabulary you have. And maybe they don't have the presence that you have. So what's going to happen? Guess what? They are going to struggle getting people to spend $1,000 to join a company. So what's going to happen? Your duplication model is going to break down very quickly unless you sponsor wealthy people that can spend $1,000 without a blink of the eye. And that way they say, oh, if I lose $1,000, I lose $1,000. Let's see where this goes. But the bottom line is that is not going to happen with the vast majority of the people that you sign up. A lot of them are going to say $1,000, that's a big commitment. I better be able to get my money back, and I better be able to sign other people up at the $1,000 level. Guys, that's not a business model that is going to be that you can maintain. It is not a feasible business model. So when they give you 3 options to join a company, I'm going to tell you something. You've got to sit down and give this some serious thought. Now, it's the $99. You say, okay, well, if the $999 level is not all that great, then what about the $99 level? Maybe that's more at my speed. And you know what? That is the bare minimum to get into the company. Yes, it gives you a little bit of product and it gives you this and that, but it typically has 50 points to 100 points max, which means you're going to have to work a whole lot harder than the person that's using the $999 package that has $1,000 points attached to it, or maybe 500 points. The thing is that you're going to have to work a whole lot harder, basically 5 times harder, than the person at the $1,000 level. Okay, because in order to equal what they did with one person, if they sign up one person, it's 500 points. You're going to have to sign up at least 5 people if you're going to get 100 points at the $99 level. And if in fact you only getting 50 points for each person that joins at the $99 level, you're going to have to sign up 10 people to equal one person that's joining at the $999 level. So you can see where this can be a major decision. You can see where this could be a major roadblock to your success. Look, you have to understand that people who want to join you in this business want to keep it simple. They want to keep it reasonable. There's nothing wrong. If you want to take the $999 approach to the enrollment in a new company, that's totally up to you. But keep in mind, that is not a sustainable business model that's going to produce the results you want. And possibly even more importantly, is that your downline that will not, and we'll find out that it is not a sustainable business model, because once again, they're not you. They don't have the vocabulary. They don't have the presence. They don't have the success. So it's hard for them to get other people to see the vision of spending $1,000, how that's going to reward them. And a lot of times, even if you're able, even if you have the presence and the ability to speak, and you have the ability to get people to see a vision through your words, here's the thing. Once again, is that person that you're talking to capable of doing the same thing? All right, you might be able to do what Rob's doing, but the thing is, can you get your prospect when they join to do the same thing? You can see the real challenge here. Trying to get people to part with $1,000 is a hard thing to do for anything. Okay, so even when people are out buying things they need, furniture, car parts, whatever the case may be, parting with $1,000 is a very tough thing to do. So you have a tough situation here, and it's something that you're going to have to figure out what level you want to be a part of your business model. Okay, you have all the basics in place. We show you that. But now it's coming down to where you're making an important decision on what you're going to do when joining a company. Now, unfortunately, there's some companies that only offer one package. I've seen companies that offer one package for $25,000. Yes, believe it or not, $25,000. Guys, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. You can't do that. And the thing is that you have a situation where how many people can afford $25,000? And if they could, it's money they can afford to throw away. But can you imagine what the product has to be in order to justify a $25,000 investment? Okay, that's crazy, crazy. So obviously that's not a good approach, I don't think. I think, like anything else in life, it's where it is in the middle. And in the middle, you have a situation where the money's reasonable, the product you're going to get in that kit is going to be reasonable. The entry level is at $499 is something that most people will spend, believe it or not. It's when it gets up close to $1,000 when people start to flinch. But a lot of people would say, okay, I can do $500. And guess what? In certain companies, or yeah, sir, I guess that's the best way to put it. It could be anywhere from 250 points up to 500 points. Typically what happens is 1 point is equal to $1. It's not true in every case, okay, because every product's different. And the packages or the kits, if you will, when you sign up, have different products in them. And those products have different point values. You know, hairspray could have, 10 points, where soap could have 15. So you don't know really if it's going to end up being 1 point for every dollar. But that is a good barometer to use. So we can safely say here that if you're going to come in to a new company at the $500 level, that you can come in and expect to get at least 250 points, if not 500 points, or maybe a little more than 500 points. That is a good, solid starting point. It's a whole lot more affordable than the third option, which is $999, or the first option, which is $99. The first option, you're going to have to work really hard to make headway. Yes, on the surface, it seems like it's more affordable and it's something that you want to do. But the thing is, guys, you can't sit down and say, okay, I got to worry about my downline. Not everybody will be able to afford $499 or $999, so I'm going to go to the cheapest option. Believe me, I've tried all different angles with companies to see what kind of results I would get. And I'm going to tell you, the people that you attract at the $99 level are going to be 5 and below on the scale of ambition. Okay. And I'm not saying in every case, because some people are very good, hard workers. They're go-getters. They're used to setting and accomplishing their goals. And because of their financial situation, maybe all they can afford is $99. But there are people who are struggling that will say, I will find a way to get $499 because I see where I have a unique opportunity here and I'm going to jump on it. So the bottom line is you have a situation where you are cheating yourself if you go to the lowest level, okay? Because to be honest with you, you're going to work your tail end off and you're not going to keep a lot of people and you're not going to attract high quality leads. Why? Because once again, they're going to have to work their tail end off to be able to gain any kind of traction, to make any kind of money. And they're going to say, I'm working my tail end off and making pennies on the dollar. This is not worth it, okay? At the $499 level, if they're out there working their tail end off and they're getting at least 250 points every time they sign somebody up with that new kit that they were getting, their prospect, or the new partner, then guess what? They can say, look, I'm making the volume's going, is growing. I'm signing people up. This is an affordable kit at $499. The kit comes with a lot of great product. This is a great starter kit. I like where it's priced compared to the $99 one. I feel like this is the best deal. And compared to the $999 one, I definitely feel like this is the best deal. I really like this. I can endorse this $499 level. And I'm going to use this as my main focus when I'm building my business. So when they're out prospecting and they got somebody on the fence, they do the follow-up. The person during the follow-up says, yeah, I'm an 8 or a 9 on the scale of interest. Guess what? I'm going to go ahead and commit to this. Let's get started. And you tell them, okay, not a problem. If you have a credit card, we'll go ahead and it's going to be $499. Hopefully this will come up before then. But the bottom line is that a lot of people, once they make that commitment, will go ahead and do that. Now, that could be a stopping point sometimes. Somebody could say, oh, I didn't know it was that much. You know what? You have to be prepared for that mentally. But the bottom line is that you have to be ready to sign them up. And if it stops or stalls at that point, say, well, is that a problem? And if they tell you, yeah, it is, right now money's tight, I can't do that, then you just have to say, well, look, I really can't sign you up at $99. And I wouldn't even bring up, if they don't know about the $99, don't bring it up. Because what they'll do is they'll think, okay, what I can do, they'll think to themselves, what I'll do is I'll join at $99. And when I start making money, then I'll go to the higher level. To them, that makes sense, but you can't do that. Okay, when you join at the $99 level, you have a spot. Okay, a lot of companies have in their bylaws that you can only have one spot unless you have a binary, which I'll sometimes will offer 3 spots, 2 spots, whatever. But the thing is that you are buying a number with a company, and they don't want to have your name attached to a different number. You say, well, I'll sign my dog up. People have done that. Believe it or not, the cat, my dog's name is Oliver. They won't know it's not a person. I'll just put down Oliver, and they'll come in later at $499. Well, you have to determine what you want to do in that situation. The bottom line is that's not a good way to go about building a business. That's really unethical in my opinion, and I think you would agree. But the bottom line is you have a situation where you have to make a determination on what kind of business model you want. You already have the business building process from us or from your sponsor, Upline Leadership. And guess what? You want to make sure that they are endorsing the right package. If not, and they're endorsing the $999 one, you're going to have to ask yourself, I don't know if this is what I want to do. Even if you joined at the $999 level, that doesn't mean that you have to endorse that in your business. And you're going to get some flack. They're going to say, well, wait a minute, Rob, you joined at the $999 level. Why aren't you endorsing that same thing at when you sponsor people? Well, because I don't want to. I don't believe in that. I don't think that's sustainable. I think that $499 is the best overall value and something people can afford. And then you might get some flack from that. You might get some pushback. because you're not complying with their standard, if you will. Well, guess what? It's your business. Don't worry about their standard. You have to say, what can I endorse? What do I feel comfortable endorsing to my prospects and my downline? What is the most duplicatable entry point here? The one that will create the most volume with the least amount of work. Now, you're not trying to cheat the system, but what it is, once again, you don't want to be working your tail end off at the $99 level and getting pennies on the dollar. You want people making money. You understand the importance of people making money in your business. That's the only way they're going to stick around, is if they see progress. If they see that their effort and their time that they're putting into their business building process is being rewarded, not only by the volume created, but by the money that's being put into their account. Guys, that's exactly what you want. You want to make sure that you have that proper entry point. A decision here, a bad decision here, going to have a lasting impact on your business. This is a very important. You can't back up. Once you make this commitment, think about it. Once you make this commitment, you cannot afford to go back. You can't say, oh, I made a mistake, guys, and automatically change. You can't go back to the people that came into the $99 level and say, hey, I made a mistake. We need to go to the $4.99 level. Okay, folks, that is tough. Is it impossible? I've never seen it happen. And I'm not going to say the word impossible, because you never know what's possible in this world. But I'm going to tell you, that is a nightmare scenario. You want to get off on the right step from day one. And the only way the duplication process is going to take place is if you do the right things from day one. And then part of doing the right things from day one is picking the right entry point. Okay, so if you're out there looking for a new company, you have to understand where you stand in this right here. Because if you're saying, okay, I like this company, it has the 5 simple things the 5 things a company must have in order to have a chance to do something successful, then guess what? You're going to have a situation where you're going to be you're going to have to make that decision, that entry point decision. Once you make that decision to join the new company, you're going to say, guess what? I'm ready to go. I'm excited. You get a hold of the person that contacted you. You say, yeah, I'm ready to join. I've evaluated the whole company. I like what I see. The comp plan's spot on. The leadership seems in place. You know what? Everything's lined up, and I like what I see. I think something special could happen here. Well, I'm ready to sign up with you. Okay. And when you do that, when you contact your sponsor, the person that's prospecting you, you've got to already know what the entry points are. Okay. And what I'm saying there is, if they get in touch with you, somebody's prospecting you, hey, Rob, I've run into this company, blah, 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 blah. And I listen to them and say, okay, what's the cost of getting into this? And if they say, well, it's $999, I'll say, well, is that the only entry point? Is there other entry levels to come in? Oh, yeah, but you don't want to mess with those. No, I want to know, what's the entry point? There's $499 and $99. Okay, so why are you endorsing the $999? Well, because they'll go through this whole scenario. Okay, my experience has shown me that the $499 is going to be the best way to go. And so I know that if I'm going to duplicate the process in my business, then I've got to have a sustainable business model. And I know that $999, even in good times, is a tough sell. I know that I could pull it off, but I can't say that I'm going to be able to have my downline pull it off. Okay. And so it's something that you're going to have to make a decision from day one. When you join this company, you put your name on that application to join that company, that you've already decided what your entry level point is going to be. Okay. Now, I want to clarify, have people built successful businesses on the $99 entry level? Okay. Yes, absolutely. Have people built successful businesses on the $999 and above? There's, like I said, $25,000 entry point. Have people built successful businesses doing that? The answer again is yes. Why? Because the fact that there are unique people in this world that have the drive, the focus, the time, and all these other dynamics working with them to pull this off. But folks, that is a small percentage. For those of you on the podcast I have my index finger and thumb so close together, you can't see light between them. That is a small percentage of people. And they're going to use those people as testimonials on the conference calls saying, yes, I am using the $999 entry level and I'm having wonderful success. And so is my downline. And guys, that might be the case, but trying to replicate that can be very difficult. I'm not going to sit here and tell you don't do it. I'm going to tell you be cautious. Be cautious. I'm going to tell you also that if you were able to take a survey of all the people that are in this new company and you were to say which entry level point did you pick, okay, you're going to find out the vast majority of people, chances are really great, are going to pick, they're going to say, I picked the $499. Additionally, most of the people that are going to be successful in this company are in fact people that are going to be using the $499. Why is that? It's just the way things work out. It's the way life works out. A lot of times life meets in the middle in all different areas. In the middle here is $499. So the thing is you want to make sure that you are picking a number, an entry point that is going to be the most appealing to the largest sector of the people that you're going to be talking to. Okay. You don't want the bottom of the barrel. And I don't really want to say it that way. What I'm saying is $99 is achievable for a lot of people, but it doesn't separate the people that really are motivated and focused, that are used to achieving things. It doesn't separate that $99 entry level. It doesn't separate them from all the other people. Okay. The affordable level is really the worst level. The $999 level makes people step up, and you're going to attract people that are, once again, highly motivated people, highly focused people, highly successful people, and $1,000 is nothing to them. Okay. And that there is a segment of those people out there, but what are the chances if you run into those people on a consistent basis? Well, it's going to be pretty small. At the same time, which is more important, once again, we talk about the things that others don't talk about. You have to think ahead. You have to say, okay, if I endorse this $999, I feel that I can get in touch with the people that can afford to do this, but my downline can't do it. They don't have those kind of contacts. They don't have that ability to convince people that this is the proper level to come in. So it's something that, once again, you're really going to have to struggle with, and you're going to have to make a decision before you put your name on the dotted line. I don't want to repeat myself over and over, but what I'm doing is I'm making sure you understand clearly what is going on here and what the importance is on this decision. So with that being said, do not make a decision, guys, joining a new company without picking the proper entry level point, because if you do, you have put yourself in a corner that you may not be able to get out of. And all I can tell you is if you do that, you're just going to have to get your butt in gear, cross your fingers, cross your eyes, legs, and toes, because you're going to need all the help you can get in order to make a successful run with this company. So I hope that makes sense. This is a short one today. As you can tell, it's not something we need to elaborate on very much. I hope that you guys got some great information on this. If you get nothing else, please understand that it's important that you pick the right entry level from day one, so the duplication process has a realistic chance of working with a larger number of people. That is the essence of this broadcast. And you can tell that my voice, once again, is really struggling. So with that being said, guys, if you will, share this information with our fellow network marketers across the world. Once again, please go to our YouTube channel, Twitter, all the other social media platforms we're on, and follow us, share our information. Let's all reach out to each other across the globe so that people can use this information to change their lives as well. Thank you guys for all your thumbs ups. Thank you guys for all your little love buttons there. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have a great day, and God bless you.